Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel 4 part 97. In the previous video we fought our big monster, then we helped out Luis and Tatiana, then I got jebaited by a, not really a big monster, but a robot. I'm not mad about it or nothing, I'm not like filled with despair that a dirty trick would be played on me like that. Don't you know that I don't pay attention to shit? I'm too busy spouting nonsense, alright? Now, we do have still a good amount of talking to do. What quests do we have left? Because we'll probably do one of these in this video. Yeah, we might do the monk quest in this video, but we will start things off with a little. I mean, let's hit the field exercise camp. See if there's anything here. Oh, it's you guys. Oh yeah, they did say the Merkabah's around here. I forgot about that. I came running as soon as I heard. This isn't looking good. The engine and orbital energy systems have sustained considerable damage. It's gonna take a lot of time to repair. I see. The central heavenly chariot is fine, so getting things back to normal is definitely possible. Now that we're here, I'll dig deep and once again find the courage I know I have to get through this. You can rest easy, I promise. Can't we just take Kevin's? Come on. We all know Kevin's not actually doing anything. We know the game doesn't respect him. They're not letting him do cool shit. He's probably back at Arteria doing paperwork. Like, oh yeah, they'll say, oh, they're like all the other girl knights, they're super busy, we promise. I don't fucking buy it. Hello, everyone. This is where you were. I knew about the emergency landing, but I didn't expect to find you here, Bridget. Like, just think, there's an alternate universe in which Angelica left off screen to go to Calvard or the East and, like, was never seen again. And instead, all of the time and effort that went into her character was replaced with Kevin. Or Wazzy. I'll take Wazzy. At least. I mean, I would prefer Kevin, even though I do like Wazzy a lot, but I mean, it does feel super disrespectful that Kevin doesn't get to be in this game. I came as soon as I heard about what happened. The time we spent at Thor has been a lot to me. I couldn't just ignore you in your time of need. Thank you so much, Bridget. We can use all the help we can get with these repairs. Leave it to me. Mint taught me a lot about orbital science. I'm actually rather handy. Wait, she did? To the Grallstrader, was it? You've been with him this whole time, Rosine? I'd love to hear about some more of your work you've done. I'm afraid I'm not allowed to go into too much detail. It's okay, I know how things can be when you're sworn to secrecy. But my help might be worth a story or two, don't you think? Looks like Bridget twisted her arm. You may not look it, but she's quite the negotiator. Anyway, it's really going to be handy to have the Merkabah back in working order. Good luck with the repairs, girls. Thanks, we'll give it our best. Good luck to you too, I'll see you again soon, okay? Guys, when are you getting a squire? Like, I mean, maybe Elliot can be your squire. But like, Elliot's got like he needs to stop helping us out and go be a fucking rock star, alright? He has a better life than everyone else. This is what I call a photo op. The nigh immaculate Sister Rosine, hard at work in a glittering airship framed by perfectly blue sky. I mean, if you keep hitting the button that hard, you're gonna smash your camera, because, I mean, you're already, like, cracking through it. At least try to justify your attempts to take pictures of Rosine, or at least you're trying. Other than that, you're just the same Rex you knew back at Thor's. But, you know, even if you take pictures of the Merkabah, you can't exactly write about it. Well, but isn't Toa? Mind if I get some one picture of you? Maybe one that looks a little more adult? Adult? What do you mean by that, Toa? You're not an idiot. Rex, choose your next words very carefully. Man, there are so many subjects we're interviewing around here. Rosine, Bridget, Toa. What about Eryn? What about fucking Eryn, man? Encouraging to know Bridget will be working with us. And speaking of encouragement, some supplies have just arrived from Ortis Cathedral. Seems that even the Archbishop is truly looking out for us. My support is not going to waver. No matter what happens to Rosine, she'll always be my friend. What's more, she does seem quite knowledgeable about the Empire's curse. Maybe I should go ask her about Alan later. No, he's a lost cause. This is what he gets for making me do a stupid combat shell side quest in CS1. No, I'll never forget. Oh, you have to get the Alan. What was it? It was Alan had to get the killing blow or something weird like that, like the thing you had to do was like super annoying. It was either that he could never die, or he had to get the killing blow. I think it was that he had to get the killing blow. That seems kind of familiar. Oh, what's up? Oh, I've been the Ashen Chevalier in Class 7 too. Think you're reporting for the Crossbell Times right now? Yeah. Actually, I accompany Grace here, but things are sure taking a while. I guess this means the deal's not going too well. Alright, I gotta say, that's kinda got me curious. That's so, well, it's not exactly unrelated to you all, if I'm being honest, so if you like, why don't you head upstairs? We'll do that. Might be worth seeing who's upstairs. Grace is working on a deal with a certain someone right now. Might have to do with the Ashen Chevalier, if you catch my drift. Alright, you take a look upstairs. Is it a deal to replace Angelica with Kevin / Wazi / Zen / any character that was in this game previously? Or in the series? Welcome to No Stress Lodge. Gosh, I feel so nervous being left in charge of this place. Edel in here right now. I mean, hell, I'd take Edel on the party over frickin' Angelica. She's up to an important errand this morning. I think she's meeting up with a friend and leaves, and that's all about I know. Least we can do is keep this place up and running while she's gone after all she's done for us. Once again, Fee misses Edel. It'll never happen. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you guys. Dr. Thomas and the lady from Crossbell Times. Good to see you two again. Eryn, Toa, it's been quite some time. It seems I just missed you and Eryn like ships passing in the night, aren't we? Yeah, Gaius and Rosine told you you'd been there. So, who's your friend over there? I've seen you around, but I don't think we've ever actually spoken. Those eyes, he must be blind. Maybe he just really likes some clothes.
I had better make a formal introduction.
Or you can talk. Is that allowed?
I am Marcel Nielsen, freelance journalist.
Of course, I've already heard all about you. The redoubtable Miss Herschel, Class 7, and the Ashen Chevalier alike. Oh, perhaps it'd be more accurate to call you the ultimate sacrifice of the Great Twilight. How do you know that? I'm fucking evil. Knowing things is his business. Mr. Nielsen told me everything I know about journalism. He's even won the Pulitzer. Every time he just fucking gets me. Just being so straight-faced, the Pulitzer Prize. Several years in a row at that, he's covered the mysterious incidents in Lee Burrow, the DG cult incident, even the annexation of Crossbell. It's almost like he's fucking involved in the events or something. Wow, that's an impressive resume. I remember hearing about you, but what are you doing here with the Grace and Dr. Thomas? Well, first off, allow me to apologize for not helping you out during that little incident on the Pantagruel. You see, there was a certain something I've been searching for at the time. An artifact passed down through the Imperial family, the final volume of the Black Records. I feel like I've heard about the final volume about 18 times now. You mean the secret books you and Eryn were deciphering? Eryn wasn't really doing shit, he was just finding them. Between flame and earth, the wavering darkness begins to spin the tale of the end. First, the conflict of the great gods of the second pillar. Second, the fusion of earth and flame and the completion of the 7 vessels. Third, the beginning of a 1,000-year city and the acceptance of the Grawl. Fourth, the disappearance of the Holy Beast and the catastrophe of the Whispering Dragons. Fifth, the recapture of the capital and the Vermilion Curse. The Lion's War and the sacrifice of the Holy Maiden. Seventh, the appearance of the Great Pillar in the north and the Unwanted Child. Eighth, the sacrifice of the village in the 100 Days campaign. Ninth, the Great Blue Tree to the east and the appearance of the Cursed Castle. Thus, the 1,000-year-old wish was fulfilled. When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the Grawl of Erebos shall open. When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of World's End, and its blood fills the Grawl, the great twilight shall fall upon the land. Yeah, what if we just didn't do that last step? What if we just didn't make the fuck... What if we didn't spend like hundreds, or at least decades, creating the Sword of the World's End and just didn't do that shit, and then the prophecy would never come true? So there's actually more to it than that? That's what his Majesty told me when I visited him at St. Ursula. There's an additional volume relating to what will happen after the Great Twilight. Sadly, however, his Majesty never read it himself. Bro, my dude's that fucking lazy? It can even record the future? That's artifacts. What do you mean it can record the future? Toa? Toa? When do you think this shit was written? You think they wrote this after Eryn stabbed the Holy Beast? That's artifacts for you. They operate on a whole different kind of logic. And that's up with a recluse cube back in the burrow. Whoosh! Right over my head. I think all of us sort of lost over it, to tell you the truth. Lucky for us, Mr. Nielsen's already gotten hold of the last volume, right? Huh? Oh, right on the money. My, so this is the work of the 8 Leaves School's famous unclouded eye technique, no? Unclouded bullshit, more like it. It's as you say, I possess the final volume. It took a month of searching all throughout the Empire. And curiously enough, though my own eyes themselves are clouded, I can still read the contents of the book. Whatever. That is, this is the final volume of the Black Records. Or that this is the final volume is an unmistakable fact. It's just gonna be blank. Naturally, once I heard about it, I set about negotiating a trade. In the end, we settled on a very simple condition. All you have to do, Eryn, is give Nielsen an interview. Huh? Me? But... don't worry, I don't actually plan on publishing it. I've already pieced together a few basic facts from your lineage alone, as well as the unfortunate position you've been placed in. Nevertheless, it's in my nature to seek out the truth. I want to find out exactly what's going on here in Erebonia. And what better way to get to said truth than to ask one of the people directly involved? Everything I've heard puts you at the center of all the strange happenings that have occurred over the past few years. I'd be happy to give you the last of the Black Records in exchange for answering a few of my questions. Goodness me, Wazzy told me you were perceptive, but it's rather unnerving just how much you already know. What do you say, Eryn? The decision ultimately lies with you. The war's only 5 days away. This could help allay the situation, if only a little. Guess so. I mean, I'm kind of... well, I'm not really surprised this is an unmarked side quest. I mean, I guess it's kind of marked with the new thing at least, but... it seems like kind of a big deal to not actually be like a real side quest you get at the start. But that is also like Nielsen's MO. Alright, you can ask me anything you want. You have my thanks. I really appreciate this, Eryn. Hey, do you mind if I sit in on the interview? I mean, shouldn't we like, I don't know, like can't you put him in a fucking queue, Thomas? And be like, you're holding out in an ancient artifact by the order of the Gralshooter, I can turn you into a, like, bright red stain? I'm joining in too. No journalist with their salt would let a chance like this get away. Toa, Thomas, and Grace remained in the room while everyone else left to wait outside. Thus did Eryn's interview with the blind journalist then begin. Now, Eryn, I understand that Thomas is your history teacher. And given Mrs. Herschel's grandfather's expertise, I am certain she knows her fair share as well. I'd like to press right on and get to the heart of the matter, if that's alright with you. Yeah, sure. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little nervous. You can go ahead and start whenever you're ready. I can't let my nerves get to me. Let's give it a quick synopsis then. As it stands, the Great Twilight phenomenon is currently enveloping the whole of the Empire. The force behind it is called Operation Jormungand, while the resistance against them is referred to as Mil Mirage. Moreover, the key factors in this entire dilemma are the 7 Divine Knights, as well as 2 Septurions that have been forged from. A great number of the implications behind these events are too much for humanity at large to handle. They make the history of our entire species feel trivial, meaningless even. But if we seek out these truths with an open mind, I believe there's more awaiting us than mere existential dread. What's happening here goes beyond just Erebonia. There are a myriad of different factors at play. There are? I see. I don't think this is about to get deep. Just how much does this guy know? One of those factors is, of course, the Erebonian Empire. Thanks in part to the Arnor family owing allegiance to neither the clans of Earth nor Fire, they quickly rose to prominence. Thus today, Erebonia stands as one of the oldest nation-states in Zemuria. With the help of the Septian Church, it quickly expanded both its territories and its influence. The spectacular growth was also what gave birth to the Empire's unique system of class, all of which culminated 250 years ago with the War of the Lions. There are plenty of intriguing rumors regarding what went on behind the scenes, but that's not quite what concerns us at the moment. What does concern us is what happened in the wake of the war, something that's exerting an influence over the world even today. Do you know what it is I'm referring to, Eryn? I mean, I think so. You shouldn't fucking know it. What significant the post-war renaissance? I don't know what the hell that means. There's been no noticeable decrease in population, so I guess advancements. Also, for the Divine Knights have... They don't have anything to do with the whole revolution. Alright, cool. Oh, the cavalry tactics, which means it must be... What does the fuck does post-war renaissance mean? You mean Draco's post-war renaissance, right? A lot of innovations were reintroduced during that time. Stuff people couldn't even dream of back in the Dark Ages. Such as... Everything in Erebonia is fucking old as shit. Helped make the country what it is today, making huge leaps forward in law, economics, and culture alike, but like, this isn't... The founding of Thor's military academy is a perfect example. It's just a fucking school. They had that shit before. Not like Draco's invented it. That's right, because anyone can enroll regardless of class or nationality. Once a lot of commoners get into the Imperial Army or obtain government posts. Thinking about it like this, you could also say indirectly led to the formation of the noble and reformist factions, and even the Civil War itself 2 years back. That is such a fucking stretch. Right, the noble faction would have never been so... Noble faction would have never been so militant if those class distinctions hadn't been so pronounced to begin with. And likely had repercussions beyond the army and the government as well. Very good, it seems we're more or less on the same page. Let's move on to the factors that work outside the Erebonia then. Nord. Now, I realize it's a rather broad description to use. So for our purposes, we'll narrow it down to Liberl, Northumbria, Jurai, Nord, and Crossbell. Calvert, of course, also borders the country, but of course, it really deserves to be in a category of its own. Whether the Nord Highlands count as part of the Empire is up for contention, and Crossbell has been contested territory for hundreds of years. These territories weren't under Erebonian rule when the Empire was first founded. Even so, their impact on imperial matters back then was by no means small. We have, for instance, the Nord Highlands, where then Prince Dracos began his campaign. And Liberl found itself caught up in the 100 Days' War due to the massacre at Hamel, a tragedy born of conflict within the Empire's class system. Of course, it goes without saying that each of these situations began from within Erebonia, but there was one specific event not directly connected to the Empire that still had a great influence on its future. Anything spring to mind? Wait, what's the question? There was one specific event not directly connected to the Empire that still had a great influence on its future. I mean, you're talking about the Septurions? Well... I mean, the Northumbrian disaster occurred outside the Empire. There's the Guardian. I mean, I'm thinking of the Septurions that happened in the land that makes up Erebonia. But, like, the way it's phrased... Like, because I mean, I wish it just said, you know, the clash between the Septurions. Because I feel like, I mean, the actual question is what event occurred outside of the Empire. And technically, the clash between the Septurions didn't occur outside of the Empire's borders. So I guess the Northumbrian disaster is the closest answer to this specific question that is on the screen right now. One thing I know that fits the bill is the salt pail, the one that appeared during the Northumbrian disaster. We still don't know exactly what caused it, but it definitely wasn't the Empire. A natural disaster like that would surely have had far-reaching consequences. That's true, it set off the sequence of events that led to Northumbria changing from a principality to an autonomous state. Many refugees fled to Erebonia, and the newly established Northern Jaegers found plenty of chances for employment as they were hired by Erebonian nobles for proxy wars. Northumbria's trouble spilled over to its neighbors in the west. Rise resulting in economic hardships were just what the Empire, or rather Chancellor Osborne, needed to turn its people against Crow's grandfather. Yeah, that's exactly right. I see, when you think of it that way, you can really start to glean the wider impact that disaster had on the world. Even the Imperial Liberation Front's creation could be traced all the way back to it. I mean, that seems like you're kind of ignoring the more direct factor in it, which was, you know, Ozzy G. I feel like blaming it on the salt pail instead of, you know, the actual human influence is kind of missing the point. Right, it's an event that certainly deserves our consideration if we aim to properly unravel the goings-ons of the Empire. Let us conclude by moving over to the happenings in the East. Again, to narrow things down, we'll specify East to mean Crossbell, now a part of the Empire, and the Republic of Calvert. We may end up bringing other powers on the continent into discussion, but for now let's focus on these two. Calvert has fought with Erebonia for control of Crossbell for centuries now. About 100 years back, their monarchy was overthrown and a republic established. Then 72 years ago, Calvert and Erebonia negotiated shared rule of Crossbell, effectively turned it into an autonomous state. But some 30 years or so ago, before that, Crossbell was actually a part of the Empire. Were you aware of that? Come to think of it, we did touch on that in our history classes, if only just barely. Oh, Thomas fucking sweating. Oh god, did I spend too much time on Dragons? I guess an Imperial school wouldn't want to give a lot of attention to losing the territory. So, the old Governor General's residence from when we were last under Imperial rule too. Old pro-Erebonian speaker took the place for themselves, apparently holding some seriously shady underground auctions there. They got a fucking waterfall, man! Missions like this are a common story, I'm afraid. Yeah, alright, whatever. For the Empire, the shared jurisdiction represented a loss, a humiliation. Thus, they gave it less and less prominence in their histories over time, in an attempt to cover it up and diminish its importance. I see. Yeah, that about explains it. Drago's post-war renaissance spurred Calvert on to make a great number of societal changes, many of which led to them increasing their own sphere of influence, eventually resulting in the dispute over Crossbell. The tension between the two nations has festered throughout the generations, especially on the side of the Erebonians. And the curse is bringing all that animosity to the forefront. Calvert's revolution was a time of rapid change and upheaval. These things are never exactly simple, but there was one force that was instrumental in overthrowing the old social order. How's your knowledge of international history, Eryn? Do you know what it was? Immigration. I don't know. That's the only thing we know about Calvert, is that they fucking hate immigrants. Yeah, I mean, I guess immigrants. A lot of people immigrated to Calvert in that time. They still do to this day, in fact. Indeed, at the time, Calvert was verging on the brink of an economic collapse. Bro, Calvert's always on the verge of an economic collapse. It said that the merchants moving in from the east gave the revolutionary forces enough financial aid to tip the scales in their favor. There are also rumors of Eastern assassins were sent after major leaders on both sides. That's how the flow of people from the east affected Calvert's revolution. The revolution led to Crossbell's autonomous statehood, which in turn led to its struggle for independence and subsequent reannexation. The reannexation then led to Calvert making— oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Led to Calvert taking military action, and the results of that battle led them to deploy their agents to Heimdall earlier this year. Trying to see how it all connects to Operation Jormungand and Mil Mirage. Wait, what? Revolution, silence, struggle for independence, led to Calvert taking military action, and... Yeah, okay. I thought they were talking about the Eastern immigrants or the results of Operation Jormungand. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Toa? Yeah, there's more behind the scenes dealings to this than just Erebonius. This isn't really an interview, is it? Nielsen is more like a debriefing. Thanks to you, we now have a much firmer grasp on the continent's past, present, and future. Well, you guys could know this if you just read a book. All these events laid the groundwork for the curse of the Empire to take root. I mean, like, no? Because the curse is before all that shit? Like, I feel like your cause and effect is, like, messed up, but... The way you put it, even my becoming a sacrifice to the Great Tide sounds like it was inevitable. That's what this is all about. Mr. Nielsen. Well, you are a key figure in this after all. I simply felt you had the right to know. Enough talking through and discussing our various theories. That was rather enjoyable. The final volume of the Black Records. There's no words on it. It doesn't say anything. Oh. Relatively short compared to the others, so it shouldn't take you too long to decipher. In any case, you have my thanks for volunteering your time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go off in search of my next story. Wait, you're leaving? How? I'm going to walk through the door, Grace. I'm blind. I can still walk. Oh, I have a rafe passage with one of the transport passing through from Aragon. They'll take me as far as Milsante. I'm sure I can find myself a train from there. Wow, that's pretty thorough. Do you mind if we tag along? This is just too good to pass up. I gotta tell Rhines about this. Well, looks like this is where we part ways. I expect we'll meet again, perhaps with my commander present next time around. An appealing prospect, to be sure. Thanks for everything, Mr. Nielsen. I feel like my understanding is finally up to speed. I'll try and take a wider perspective of we're getting ourselves into going forward. Yes, thank you. This has all been very enlightening. Pleasure was all mine. Now then, I bid you farewell. Oh, you gonna say some ominous shit? Okay, no. Thought he was gonna muse to himself. Thanks much, Eryn. I'll get right on translating the final volume. Maybe a couple of days, but I'll have to try and get it done before you have to leave. I appreciate it. Will you be heading back to your Merkaba then? Not yet. I need to assess some things with Rosine. Plus, I thought I'd stick around to help with some repairs to your Merkaba. Well, it's not really mine. Take care, Instructor. Hopefully meet again sooner or later. Well, we did spend 2 years ago at Thor's. That has to count for something, no? We should all go out for a drink sometime. We can invite Nightheart along, too. Sounds like fun. Now then, everyone, until we meet again, take care in the meantime. Okay, I like the callback to Thomas always trying to get Nightheart drunk. That really was a loaded conversation, huh? Everything we learned from it made it all worthwhile, wouldn't you say? Yeah, it's almost hard to parse, but I feel like I've gotten my head together. I won't let all this talk of prophecies and destiny hold me back. Whatever the Black Records say will happen, I'll face it, head on. That's the spirit, and remember, all of us will be there right by your side. I mean, there was some nice, like, lore flavor there. I mean, nothing really super important. Like, from what we learned. I'm a little mad at that first question, but we already don't have perfect AP, so I don't care. Guess we can go try and track down Thomas. Back at the Merkaba. Welcome to the rest lodge. Oh, I feel so nervous being left in charge of the place. Edel in here right now. When there's something on like one of the... I thought one of the roads was highlighted too. Arden seems to have taken a liking to the rest lodge. It's no surprise, Edel's very nice, and it seems like even Gilvin will play with them on occasion. I feel bad that he's bothering them when they might be busy, but it's also nice to know that there are such kind people around. It's just as well he's making friends who might not be able to go back home for a while. I think this is how Edel said to do it. Grow flowers grow, grow flowers grow. Yup, should you give them water like that every single day, the most amazing pretty flowers will bloom. Isn't that cool? Hey Mom, you think we could get flowers like this back home? No. I don't know, maybe we can ask Edel what she thinks. When she gets back, she might give you some seeds so you can grow some of these yourself. Yeah, let's ask her. I don't know if salted fields are usually that good at, growing stuff. Where were you, by the way? Wait, where was the Merkaba at? I don't remember. It was at one of the field exercise camps. Thomas? Where's Tommy T at? Where'd he go? I know he's around here somewhere. Into the Merkaba. Yeah. I actually meant to pop in here earlier, but I forgot. No issues with the Mana Engine Heavily Chariot. Bridge preparations are proceeding at pace as well. That said, there's some specialized parts we need. Better contact the Foundation immediately and have some sent over. Merkaba's construction is quite unique. We will need some specialized parts. Hey, the showers still work. Well, apparently, does the computer work? Oh. Do the vending machines work? The vending machines still work. The showers work?
Refreshing.
Thomas! Where are you? I'm trying to think, where do we want to go next? We'll probably do leaves last. So we did end up doing a side quest, so I think we'll probably just do talking for the rest of the video. I guess we can do Milsante, maybe Milsante, maybe Eryn? I came to the chapel to pray and I bumped into Nikki, who was just leaving. She said she was going to see Gally today and headed to the direction of the White Birch Inn. Oh no. Lake Gall is an interesting place. I know some folklore that would have you believe something lives in the lake. Eryn. You gotta be honest. You gotta let her know that Fee killed that fucker. Like, slaughtered him. gotta be upfront. You can't lie to the little girl. You have to let her know that it was a monster and it needed to die. Nikki lost both of her parents when she was still very young. The church took her in and is cared for her. I don't mind that she's feels to be fascinated by. I just worry she might fall from the terrace. I can't help but worry when it comes to her. She's like a daughter to me. I don't know, I feel like upon learning that we slayed Galley, we might be witnessing the birth of like Enforcer number 21 or something. Like, I mean, she's still a little young, but I feel like we might be making a little monster. I heard about Galley from Fuller. Makes me feel kind of sad, but also relieved. It's weird. Wonder if there's anything I could have done for Galley in the end. Okay, maybe she's too pure of heart. Why'd you pick up this book? I don't need it anymore, that's why I threw it away. Aren't you always reading it? And if your dad got it for you, shouldn't you be a little more careful with it? You're so annoying. I don't need a book that some liar gave to me. My dad used to say if you had Mira, you could do anything, so why'd you go to war? You know what war is, he's never coming home. He left me and Mom all alone. Your dad too, huh? Does that mean you threw the book away because you were sad? No, I threw it away because Dad lied. He abandoned me and Mom. That's why I don't want to hear that stupid book anymore. How are you going to hear a book? Shut up, I misspoke. Don't make fun of me, I'm having grief. It's okay to cry. I was sad when I had to say goodbye to my dad too. But you need to look after what your dad gave you. You need to keep it safe and pray to Adios for him to return. I don't believe in all that. Oh, come on, Reich. Why don't we try and pray to Adios together? I'll be right here next to you. Are you even listening to me? Whatever, I'll stay with you if that's what you want. I'll look after this book and pray for Dad. Lucas is a pain, but I appreciate him saying what he did. I'll still be his friend, even if he is a dirty, filthy, poor person. Reich seems to have perked up a little. Heard about Golly. I know we couldn't have just let it be, but it could have endangered the town. But still, I'm curious as to why it appeared to like Gala. I believe it must have some connection with the local legend that says the lake reflects a person's true nature. Are you saying that we're a giant sea monster? Because it showed up after Eryn and Yuna went down there. You saying Yuna's a giant sea monster? More and more goods are being rationed lately, but at the same time, more is being requisitioned too. Diana's thinking up a strategy for everyone to get the supplies they need. It's not much in the way of thanks, but I thought I'd share some homemade cooking with her later. I wonder if we should bring Yuna to talk to Diana. Maybe she'll finally have her fucking revelation. Hey, away from me! Why return to Hondo right after I've been drafted? You still don't understand? Wait, worry about me. I say we should more than enough to sustain you while I'm gone. Losing the position I built for myself hurts, but barely so I can make sure the two of you... Exactly, all you talk about is working Mira. You're going off to war. There's no guarantee we'll ever be together again as a family. This is all you have to say before you go? Doing this all for us. Also because the government's forcing me to. But mainly for us, I promise. You're right. No. I thought I was doing what's best for Reich and my wife, but I was so wrong. I'm waiting for Reich to finish what he's doing, then I'll return with him to the capital. Doesn't sound like very quiet. I don't know if that means he regrets his behavior or what. I mean, I don't know. Dude's probably going through some fucking stress. I mean, I guess everyone's kind of going through some stress too, but like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to be like a dick to him. Hey, let's get, just out of curiosity, let's grab Yuna real quick. That's not Yuna. Tina, stop trying to force your way into the party. You're too broken. We can't use you anymore. I mean, that's not really true, but I mean, she is kind of ridiculously strong, though. I've only recently learned something. Apparently, Diana's related to a noble family in La Mer. You know, I never really stopped to wonder, but just who in the world is Diana? I did hear she has a daughter. Seems like the only reason we have enough products is Diana's family's been helping her. You know, I never really stopped to wonder. Who in the world is she? I asked Harsh if she had any ideas on fixing my gloomy personality. Easier said than done, she told me, but we're gonna try and find a way together. First, we're gonna improve my posture. It might look silly, but if I can change this a little, it helps me to be more reliable. I owe it to myself to try. I'm uneasy with our level of provisions. Sounds on rations. We still need to order more daily essentials. Medical supplies are going to be tricky to get a hold of, though. I'll have to ask Eryn again. Oh, how long were you standing there? Sorry for ignoring you. Hey, don't worry about it. You're hard at work. Is everything alright? More or less, but requisitions are getting larger and larger. It made running the store tough to say, at the very least. War really is on our doorstep. Even with all my worrying, I'm sure he just thinks I'm sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. Business is fraught right now, but there must be a way through this. It's precisely at times like these when I have to pull out every trick in the book to stay afloat. Did you pull out every trick in the book to be like a good mother? No? Oh no, Carlson makes me sad. I'm gonna abandon my daughter. Fuck you and your husband. You're both pieces of garbage as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's oh, the inn. On that note, just transition naturally to go into the inn. Oh, there you guys are. I guess you did say you're going to Milsante, but like, if you guys move, where the fuck is Thomas at? Ah, fit in class 7 in the Ashen Chevalier. What a strange coincidence running into you again. Are you stalking us? No. You're not stalking us, are you? Oh fuck, she's on to us. Suppression tactics. Why would we? Never mind. To forgive me for leaving so abruptly earlier. We came to Milsante by bus, and while that was all well and good, now that we're here, we haven't been able to get a railway ticket for love nor money. Expect we'll be in Milsante for some time. That sounds pretty rough. I'm really not sure what to make of this Nielsen guy. He's got sharp insight, that's for sure. Far beyond that of your average journalist. There's just something about him. Is there a problem? No, don't mind me. That's the story. We're effectively stuck here until we can arrange our own transport. You know, I can't stand just sitting around like this. How about we go to a feature to Milsante locals? Grace, just take it easy. What happens if you get so caught up in the interview you end up missing the next train? Well, good luck on catching a ride. I'm grateful I was able to spend today in a meaningful way. So hope the final volume of the Black Records proves useful. Perhaps our paths will cross again. Also, dude, can we talk for a second? You gave us the Black Records, and you're like, I can read this shit, even though I'm blind. Then you hand it to Thomas, and Thomas is like, I can't read this shit. I need to get deciphered. Couldn't you just told us what it says? If nothing else? And I do wonder if it's like, I mean, I guess maybe even if you don't do that side quest, maybe Thomas still emails it to you next chapter. Oh, Anton, and it just assumes you. Because like, I mean, if it's gonna, I don't know if it's actually gonna be like important enough that the game wants you to read it. Because I mean, sometimes the side quests, you know, even if you don't do them, they still kind of happen off screen. Essentially, like for ones that cause like permanent like state changes, like with what's her name? Sully, for instance, like she will still join the troop, of course, even if you don't do her side quest. So I know that Sharon works for Rhineford. Looks around every city where the Rhineford group is active, and I still couldn't find her. Where could she be? Hey Anton, there's a war coming. You might want to cut your losses and get back home to Lee Burrow. Fuck that. That's exactly what my friend Ricky said. But I know that if I leave now, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. There's no way I'm going to stop searching. Well, at least you're enthusiastic. Yeah, I know that might come across as a little stalkerish, but I don't expect her to leave my arms and confess her love to me or anything. There's just something I want to say to her. She carries so much sadness with her, and it breaks my heart. I can't give up. Not yet. Not until I see her again. I understand you won't stop your search, but please be careful. I will. Sorry to make you worry. Bro, Anton's like actually like a better character than some of the real characters. Like, I'm more invested in Anton and Sharon than I am in like Eryn and anyone. Like, if I'm being completely honest. And I'm more invested in Anton reunited with Sharon than I am with Elisa. Because Anton doesn't know, like, Anton hasn't been betrayed by Sharon, right? And that, like, he doesn't know that Sharon's kind of, like, doing some evil shit right now. Like, his affection is so pure and innocent, and I kind of love it. Can't believe I still haven't found her. This really Burrow, I put her in request to the guild, but things are a little more complicated here in Erebonia. Isn't the time to grumble. I'll search every last reg of Eastern Erebonia, that's what it takes. What about Western Erebonia? Well, I guess you already searched it, never mind. I was thinking about, you know, us being in the east, but we're in the west, actually. Not bad. But, like, what if when you start searching Eastern Erebonia, she comes to Western Erebonia? we need like, honestly, we should just drop all this, like, Eryn helping, like, save the world and just help Anton find love. Like, we don't need more than 5 days to beat up all the shrines. We could knock that shit out in like a day or so. Eryn could take a few days to help Anton. Fly him around to all the different locations in Erebonia. At the very least, we should take him with... Or he could join us, and the next time we meet Sharon, we fucking slot him in. And then we, let Anton do his thing. Oh, wait. I haven't actually talked to you. Mention the legend of Lake Gala. These words are left behind. The water in the lake is cleansed with mana. It reflects a person's true nature. There are some who believe that witches use the lake water in their magic rituals. Wonder what the true nature would be reflected in times like these. Okay, we went into the chapel, so I guess we're done here. Yeah, Anton's great. I love Anton. Well, at least nobody here is getting conscripted. Bunch of draft dodging pansies. Shouldn't you be off in the war, little girl? Not like Loki's fault the hot spring got all messed up, but I said something really mean to him. I feel awful. I wonder if he'll forgive me. I think that the hot spring was my fault. Loki, can you forgive me? I mean, I don't know if it was your fault. I mean, unless you're talking about, you know, blaming Loki.
This spot seems excellent for
that
fishing.
That was your fault, but, like, it was actually the Staincast Swamp Water, or was it because of, like, the curse or something? I don't know. Evan Knight was like, haha, try getting clean of this shit. Fucking got him. What's this? Oh, I bet you're worried about your owner, aren't you? See there, we at least got some dialogue out of you, know? Elisa, Fee, Emma, Laura, and Sarah. What the hell? Oh god. What if I don't want to do that? What if I don't want those characters in the hot spring together? Elisa, Fee, Emma, Laura, Sarah. What if I don't trust this game to have those characters in the hot spring? Can like, as long as Eryn isn't allowed, maybe? You won't believe this. Someone from the outside world stumbled into the village today, and I have Brad ever started helping around the house. It must have been a gift straight from Adios. But, well, they said something about how our secret can never be let out, and then they took him to the back room, and I've never seen him since. I asked every question about the outside I'd bottled up in my brain, but all the answers I got in return were so boring. That's not everyone out there super interesting. I was a little disappointed, to be honest. Oh, hello and welcome to Limerick. Is there a reason you're buried in books? Oh, don't mind me. Ever since the mastermind behind all this was revealed, I've been going over the history books. I never thought the Ebon Knight was lurking behind all those incidents. If I reapproach these documents with that impact in mind, I can easily understand what the gnomes are thinking. I feel all my doubts and questions melting away. That's, great. Do you happen to know if any new information has turned up yet? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, yes, in regards to the completion of the Great Twilight. Black Workshop is entirely unfit for their purpose since it's cut off from the spirit veins. They must have taken some special measures to fix that. And in contrast, we're trying to come up with a plan to strike that point. I see. Indeed, this is all thanks to you activating the Spectral Moon Mirror. I'm truly thankful. Ashen Awakener, Children of Thor, take care of yourselves on the rest of your journey. We will, thank you. I've been looking over the old history books to try and deduce the gnome's next move. It's been a bit rough working through the day and night, but there's this thing called soda that girl left here. I have to say, it's really put a spring in my step. Now that I know where she's at, maybe I should order some next time. Sounds like Jingo's been carrying out some good trades here. You think the gnomes are going to start manufacturing cookies? You think that's going to be part of their master plan? I mean, it's possible. I knew those gnomes are good for nothing the moment they betrayed our clan and tried to lay their hands on the Great One. Now it seems the Dark Dragon's creation was just as much a disaster for them as it was for the rest of the world. But what the Spectral Moon Mirror showed us about the real mastermind is true. The gnomes have been through a lot. We may have lost our elder, but they lost the holy beast and of course their pride. The curse shackling them ensured that loss. Well, there's no reconciling with them now. All we can do now is to oppose their plans to the very end. Yeah, not only to pay tribute to them, but also to prevent this world of ours from being destroyed. Now, if only you guys could have that attitude towards, like, every other garbage character that you're like, oh, we can still be friends. Nah, fuck it. Maribo's a lost cause. If you want to do any like justice to the memory of the friend that you had, fucking ice her before she can do any more damage. Ah, the confidence of youth. You're welcome here anytime. I'll tell you all I know about the other rivalry participants. You're going up against the Platinum Knight next, huh? So speedy and tough. Be sure not to let your guard down. Many of his past awakeners have been a little quirky. When they matched up with Zector, they could prove to be formidable opponents. Don't get caught by his tricks. Stand on your ground and fight on it until the very end. Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you for the advice. We already have, yeah. We're still missing the other talisman that, in hindsight, isn't even actually very good. So I wasted my money because I'll probably never use it. Or it's not even that it's bad, it's just that there's stuff that's much better. Ah, it's been a while since we were able to kick back and relax together. How's Noah been doing these days? She's starting to act a bit more mature. She and that familiar of hers really seem to understand one another, so maybe that's part of it. That's great, I knew the kid had it in her. It's up to us to stop the Great Twilight, you know? To give her a brighter future. You're right, we'll keep doing whatever we can, you and me, together. Noah's matured a little, I think. Taking in that familiar must have taught us some responsibility. I couldn't be happier. We can't just sit back and allow the world to end. We owe it to our children to give them a world worth living in. Oh, wait, what? I thought that said we had 40 U materials, and I was like, how? I thought we had 4. Turns out we do only have 4. Albrio's finally old enough to offer some proper assistance now. It's been an absolute lifesaver. Especially when all the adults are getting busier and busier. Even we're feeling a little anxious too. Guess that means we only have a little bit of time left before we hit the apex of the Great Twilight. You know what? Everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, I know you can do it. You have me cheering you on too, so go out there and beat this thing. No promises? Oh, it's you. Not every day we get a customer from outside the village, let alone such an unusual one. I mean, it really takes a lot of luck to get lost in the woods and wander in here, but I guess. She said she's an old friend of yours from Thor, so you better be sure to show her our best hospitality. Don't worry, your friend will be fine. We'll show her some good old-fashioned Eryn hospitality. Beryl, what are you doing here? She claims she got lost in the woods and simply ended up here. Walked right through the barrier and into the village like it was nothing. Sorry to surprise y'all like this. Ever since I first heard legends of a hidden land somewhere in Izmir, I've been dying to see this village for myself. It was a tough journey, but here I am now. With Beryl, I feel like trying to make sense of things is only going to make them more confusing. Is it even worth trying to ask you for more details at this point? I simply follow where destiny guides me. I don't understand. There should be no way for a normal person to get through the barrier on their own. Teleportation stones may be a little off kilter. We should probably look them over one more time. A wise decision. I sense an ill wind blowing in this village's direction. I fear what the future may hold. Is that a threat? Is that so? She sure is a strange one. As long as you're here, Beryl, try not to cause any trouble. I wouldn't dream of it. The Hexen clan and I are just fellow seekers of truth in a universe of mysteries. How is she the weirdest thing in this village? I intend to tour the village just once and then take my leave, having no mind. That being said, in a place where so many share my fascination with the occult, it wouldn't be inappropriate to say I found my spiritual home. And with how wonderful it feels to be home. Beryl just gets more mysterious. Teleportation stone may be a little screwy. We should probably look into it one more time. I don't think you were put through quite the rigmarole with your trial at the special moon mirror. But now we have to read on the situation, the gnome's betrayal, and the Divine Knight's battles, and the fate of Rose's dear old friends. That's all thanks to you. Take a break and rest today. You've earned it. Really, I feel like I'm working harder than I've ever worked in my damn life. We're flying all over the country, talking to everyone. Random side quests keep popping up. This probably is the most side quests in one section, though. Because, I mean, there's been 5 total. There's the 3 they give you, and then there's been 2 unmarked. Which is, I don't know if there's ever really been a section, at least in these games, with, like, because they have, like, shorter side quest sections, generally. We have to do 5 quests. I think 4 is usually the max. I guess especially combined with how many places there are to talk, this is probably like the longest, or one of the longest intermission sections. I mean, of course, there's been some that are longer, and there probably will be some more that are longer, but... Oh yeah, we still have to go to the fortune teller's home and Rose's house. Technically, aren't all the homes of fortune tellers? Like, don't you all tell fortunes? Probably. Master, you sure you're okay? You scare me half to death when you collapse like that. You always like to overreact. I was just avoiding telling you this. But I have a condition where I feel unwell if I overexert myself when I use my powers of divination. You're a good student, Sigyn. I learned to properly harness the power within you and keep growing. When I was young, I dabbled into some spells I shouldn't have and brought this affliction upon myself. I see, so that's why you're having me focus so much on the basics. Don't just stand there. You have training to do. I'll be alright after I rest a little. I was so scared when the Master suddenly collapsed. I'm just glad it wasn't serious. Still, the Spirit Veins aren't looking good. I have to make sure I support Master so she doesn't overexert herself. Well, no, this is awkward. I wouldn't want you to see me like this. I've been doing what I can to resist the twilight, but it looks like I overdid it. Don't worry, I'll be fine once I get some rest. Apparently someone wandered into the barrier recently. When I hear she's a little mysterious, not a bad person. Perhaps I'll go say hello and welcome her to the neighborhood. There's definitely a part of me that feels like the witches of the secret hidden village probably wouldn't actually be a fan of some just random person wandering in. Especially considering...
Pretty much guaranteed to get a bite here.
You know, the witches are opposed with the government. Like, I mean, Barrel's not a government spy, but you don't know that. Rose? I'm exhausted. Want someone bring me something meaty and some juice and sweets while they're at it? She's only taking it easy, huh? Well, a short rest can't hurt. I do have some jobs to take care of. I was gonna pop out in a bit. Allowed some carefully focused slovenliness over a short period of time helping restore my mana. Yeah, that's it. That's certainly rather skilled of you to manage in a way. It's just gonna be a 30-minute nap, I promise. I won't wake up in 8 hours or nothing. Apparently some strange person wandered into the village. Well, it's probably fine to leave them be. They look like they were Thors. Besides, I need some carefully focused slovenliness to help me restore my mana. I mean, at least we can come in and confirm there were Thors, but like, prior to that, I don't know, some lady just wandered in through the magic barrier and was like, yeah, I'm with Thors, trust me. Hey, give me all your secrets. I'm gonna ask a bunch of questions. I don't know if I'd be too trusting of that.
I could reel in a big haul here.
Yeah, you could. You're not. What time are we at? 53 minutes? Alright, we'll do the hot spring stuff, because I might forget. Who do we need? Elisa, Fee, Emma, Laura, Sarah. So we just need Elisa, Emma, and Laura added in. Elisa, Emma, Laura. Elisa, Emma, Laura. Elisa, Laura. Oh, we need Sarah back. And Emma. I know where Eryn Village is. Don't patronize me. Many others enjoyed the hot spring and took their time resting in the village. Soon enough, a familiar group found themselves together in an open-air bath. No, like, by a stroke of coincidence, blah, blah, whatever you normally say. Celine, why are you a girl? Looks like I'm the odd man out here. I'll just be... No need to be shy, Eryn. Yeah, there aren't any worse than swimsuits. Nothing scandalous here. So you don't have Toa here with us this time. What does that even mean? You sure did. It's got me thinking back to when we went to the hot springs in Ymir. Time really flies. I mean, yeah, you were technically there. I mean, also Crow was technically there, despite never saying a word the entire time. In hindsight, we probably should have figured out some shit was fucked up. I'm not sure why I needed to be here, let alone in human form. Fan service. Because the audience is too horny for their own good. Well, either way, I'm glad you tagged along to make an exception and, agreed to make an exception and tag along. You leave your luck ring, you basically have your pick here if you guys run through. Shut up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone does, but I can't say I deserve any of this. Why not? Because I'm the one to blame for the crash. Shut up, Reen! Lloyd already told you to stop being such a loser. I'm the cause of this crisis the world is in, the Great Twilight. Yet here I am, lax with my close friends. I got so many people I can lean on and trust. I really don't deserve to be so lucky. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Does Lloyd need to get... do we need another boss fight with Lloyd where he can smack some sense into you permanently this time? I think you do deserve it. I mean, it's really alright. See, this is why you need to add the slap in to, like, really make it stick. That's why Estelle is still the queen of friendship speeches, and Lloyd and Reen are but pretenders to the throne. Seems times like these are really precious, so we gotta make the most of them. Agreed. If you wish, I'll even serve your back for you. Take off some of the edge. Then I'll take care of his hair. Guys... I could help tend to your ears too if you like. I'll be on the shoulder side duty. This is all too much, don't you agree? You made the girl so sorry for you. This is what you get now, Eryn. I'll grab her some drinks and maybe snack a bite or two. Oh, it's an extraordinarily decadent soak. Green's on the hot spring. Recharge in a variety of ways. What the fuck do you mean variety of ways? Alright, get the hell all of your band. Dee and Sarah can stay because they have courts. Every single one of you, you're on permanent notice. Or come back, save me. You're the closest thing we have to an anti-horny ally. Realistically. I don't want you. Okay, we had Una in. Where are we going next? In the next video? We still have Raquel, Ulster, and Leaves. We'll pop Ash in. And do Raquel next time. And also probably a side quest. Oh wait, I need Sarah. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.